welcome back to part 4 of the list.
That does not miss.
I'm Mike Hogan.
And I'm just a cow.
And this is episode 118 of Top Rope Reality Top 5 on the internet after porn. Let's talk about Top Rope Reality's story time. We got this old book out. It's going to dust it off and turn to chapter 2 of the unfinished WE storylines that remain a mystery. Ooh, it's scary time like Halloween.
Mystery.
Chapter 2, Kane versus Fake Kane.
That's right. Where they're working as Jesse's brain dead tag team partner Festus, or a member of the Straight Edge Society, or alongside AJ Styles and Carl Anderson in the club. Luke Gallows' WWE career has been nothing if not eventful.
The club right now is not being too eventful.
No, the two of them, because it looks like the two of them have gone after the tag team titles so many times, they're done. And now it looks like Cesaro and Sheamus are going to win the tag team titles, which is stupid.
It does, I know.
Why do you throw around a random tag team to win the belts when the club should have won it by now?
You're right.
So he was sidebar, but still in the same subject.
Yes.
He was signed by WWE in 2005 and made his first televised debut appearance in 2006 while still serving time. Sounds like he's going to jail.
No, like, did I miss something?
While still serving time, they let him out for good behavior.
Thanks to the boss man in Carl County.
Oh, Lord. Anyway.
Cellmate nails. Yeah,
okay, boy, you
there
don't want that. While still serving time with the Deep South Wrestling Developmental Territory, he didn't appear as Gallows or Festus, though. Instead, he appeared on Raw as a Kane imposter. Wearing the Big Red Machine's original mask and ring attire, he emerged from the back and choked on the actual Kane during an Intercontinental title match with Shelton Benjamin. Oh, what a missed opportunity.
Well, maybe change.
Maybe if he gets back from injury and they don't, like, renege on his contract or something.
Yeah.
Subsequent weeks saw him attack Kane during and after matches, and the two finally met in the ring at June's Vengeance pay-per-view.
I don't remember that at all.
They had one match. One match.
Do not remember
Yes.
that at all.
The match saw Fake Kane take the win.
Wow.
Yeah, Luke Gallows won a match. But the story came to an abrupt end the following night on Raw. The very next night.
Wow.
Real Kane attacked the imposter, tore his mask off. You didn't see his face, though.
No.
And kicked him out of the building. I remember that.
I do now, yeah. Once
The
you're
imposter's
ready,
identity was never officially revealed, and what happened to Fake Kane remains a mystery to this date. In the end, it wound up being a purposeless angle for Kane and Gallows. Oh, for Kane. And Gallows went back to developmental for the time being. Yes, I guess they had an idea of where they were going with something, and they just felt like it just wasn't clicking. So they said, you want a match, we'll take your mask off and you'll run away.
And we'll kick you out the back door.
They literally opened the back door and just shoved him out. Just like kicked him right in the boot.
We're going to throw you and the Angle out the back door and start over.
There you go. It's very odd.
Well, next time on Top Rope Reality Storytime, Chapter 3, Just Joe.
Just Joe.
Yeah, that's a great Just Joe, yes.
I'm assuming that's Joe E. Legend.
Probably so.
That's the same guy. Up next, we're
But next we're talking about the biggest matches WWE should have booked in the 90s, but did not. The year was 1993. Yeah, we are. It was Bret Hart versus the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, 93. In his book, Hitman, My Real Life in the Cartoon World of Wrestling Being Bitter, Bret Hart spoke of his initial hopes for the main event of WrestleMania 9. To end with the... Which we talked about that today, didn't we? Was it 9 we talked about?
Wait a minute.
No, it was like 10. I think it was 10 and 11. Wasn't it? Anyway, whatever. All we had to do is scroll up, but we're not going to do it. To end with the Ultimate Warrior submitting to the Sharpshooter, of course. Bret always loves to have people lose. I don't think he ever submitted anything. Bret had won his first of 5 WWF championships in October of 1992. And Vince was serious about positioning Bret as his top guy, since the Hitman did not resemble a pumped-up steroid abuser during a time when Vince was being scrutinized by the federal government. So a tentative plan of Bret versus Ultimate Warrior for the WWF Championship is very possible. It's also possible that this was just wishful thinking on the part of the Hitman, since Warrior left the company shortly after Bret won the title. Regardless of whether it was actually planned or not, the two wrestling icons could have made for a marquee WrestleMania main event. WrestleMania 9 is considered one of the worst WrestleManias ever, and much of it has to do with the conclusion. See? We talked about it.
We did talk about
Bret
it.
versus Yoko preceded an impromptu second title match in which Hogan hijacked the main event and won his 5th WWF Championship in under a minute. With all the options possible just 6 months prior, the WrestleMania 9 main event was a complete disappointment. Bret versus Warrior would have been a definite upgrade, and it would have been interesting to see exactly what kind of match the excellence of execution could have gotten out of the Warrior. Would you have wanted to see Bret Hart versus the Ultimate Warrior?
Yes, and I forgot to push the button. Okay, we're going on now next to the next one.
But yes, I'm okay with it.
Did you miss that? It's Bret and Warrior. There it is.
Bret and Warrior.
Bret and Warrior.
That was before he wore the spray.
I hated that.
What's it called? The air
singlet.
Singlet with
Airbrush.
Airbrush, not hairspray.
I hated it.
Yeah, he was already muscular. Why did you do that?
I hated the singlets. I hated the singlets on him, yes.
He didn't need a singlet. As muscular as he is, I mean, it didn't make no sense.
Bret Hart! See, it would have been great.
Yes, it would have been great.
When you're telling me he's the best there is, the best there was, the best there will be. Take you on a rocket ship, Bret Hart. Yeah. Nosedive. Yes.
Yes, sorry.
Now we're on to, speaking of nosedives.
Oh!
Debbie Stars had failed as the guy. Did I go backwards? No, there's his face. There he is.
Not go backwards.
Chris.
Like how it's in capital letters. Like we're screaming at. Anyway.
That's called copy and paste what they had.
Nice, I like it. Yeah. WrestleMania 20's ending of What? WrestleMania 20's ending of WrestleMania. That makes sense.
Oh, the wrestler, Chris Benoit.
His movie's coming out soon.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. It's gonna be weird. I know that much.
Yes.
Just to see all that. WrestleMania 20's ending of Chris Benoit, which we talked about that earlier.
Yes.
Because the changing the guard was in 21. Chris Benoit defeating Shawn Michaels and Triple H to officially win his first World Championship was a touching moment.
It was.
At the time. But it didn't result in success.
No, it did not.
The company saw numbers decline across the board with Benoit as the champion and made a big change by having Randy Orton win the title off of him at SummerSlam. Benoit delivered in the ring, but he didn't have much charisma or personality that could draw in the average viewer. The company never featured Benoit as a main eventer after he failed to prove he could be the top face on a brand. It likely was the right decision, with Benoit serving best as a mid-carder that could enter the main event picture every once in a while. An extreme small percentage of performers can excel in a role as the guy, and Benoit was not one of them. He was always in that U.S. title, Intercontinental title type picture. He excelled in that type picture.
He did.
I remember, actually my very first house show I ever went to, all by my lonesome. That was depressing. Anyway,
yes.
You were there, and
but not with you. So.
Not with me. No, well, we saw each other.
Yes.
But yes, we went to the shout out to Montgomery, Alabama, Garrett Coliseum. We went there, and it was leading up to this WrestleMania. I believe it was Chris Benoit was in the main event. Mm-hmm. I do know that. I think it was Chris Benoit versus Triple H. It may have been right after he won a belt. I don't remember, but anyway, it was right around this time period. And I remember that Evolution come out and interfere and stuff, and then Shawn would come in and make the save and all this kind of stuff.
Of course.
It was right around the time that they made a really big mistake of making a CD with all the wrestlers singing songs that weren't their theme songs.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was my first ever house show, and Benoit was in the main event. So I do remember that. But yes, he doesn't have a good talking voice. He didn't really have. I mean, he could sound angry. But he's kind of like Jeff Hardy. Great in the ring, great to watch, fun to see their matches, but don't give him a microphone.
Yeah, they can't talk you into the building.
Much like Brock Lesnar when he screams like a girl.
Yes.
If you remember that.
That's why he has a mouthpiece of the man.
Amen.
Who can talk you into a ham sandwich. So.
I mean, literally inside the ham
yes,
sandwich.
Yes, literally, yes.
I mean, mayonnaise, lather, everything.
You say, I don't care. That sounds great. I'm going to get right in the sandwich.
Right inside of it. Like, you're literally between the bread.
Yes.
Your body is between
But I'm glad you brought up him, because that is the next time we talk about the guy who failed. Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar, not the guy.
Not the guy.
So, I think y'all should definitely come back next week to see that, because that could be a controversial thing to talk about.
It could be.
Because, look at his box office records in the UFC and the WWE.
Yes.
But to say he's not the guy, we got to see what they're talking about.
Why are they saying he's not the guy? Why are they saying he's not the guy?
We're going to give you that news next week. But up next,
we are talking about the meanest backstage wrestling
Feuds.
feuds. It's a long one. Well, they are mean sisters.
pretty means it.
Not really, no, I'm sorry.
No, PMS, get it? Okay.
Yeah, I know, I got you. But we got Wendi Richter
They were
and
not
the
pretty, though.
fabulous Moolah.
Women weren't about being pretty back then.
No, they were tough women.
Toughy tough.
But they are the meanest. They had a backstage feud, so they hate each other, I guess. So let's talk about the Wendi Richter and the fabulous Moolah and see what they have to talk about.
Lillian, not Garcia,
Yeah.
Lillian Fabulous Moolah Ellison was legitimately one of the most formidable women's wrestlers of all time. Coming up in an era where women in the business were exploited and dominated. She stayed on top through a combination of tenacity, ruthlessness, and total selfishness, much like many of her male counterparts in the business.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Although the received wisdom was that Moolah had trained WWF Women's Wrestling sensation Wendi Richter. Richter herself asserted that Moolah had only taken her money and that it was Moolah's other trainees that actually trained her.
Ooh, that's a little burn.
A little burn, because the friction between the two became worse and worse when Richter bluntly told Vince McMahon to stop paying a commission percentage to Moolah out of her salary, claiming that Moolah had absolutely nothing to do with her getting her job with the WWF. So apparently what they're saying here is that somehow Fabulous Moolah got it put into her contract that a percentage of money was given to her off the fact that Wendi Richter got her job there. Almost like when you go get a loan and if you refer a friend, you get like $25.
I got you your job, so I can percentage your money.
That's an insane idea.
Yeah.
Because people have helped people get regular jobs in the regular real world, the 9-to-5s.
Well,
that doesn't happen that way.
So she's looking out for herself. So I guess
Exactly.
she's making some money, extra money.
Richter was riding high in the popularity after the Rock and Wrestling Connection became such a crossover hit. And it's no exaggeration to say that, represented by pop star Cyndi Lauper. She was as much of the star of the first WrestleMania as Hulk Hogan. Despite the status of the WWF Women's Championship match that night, Richter received only $5,000 for working WrestleMania. All four men in the headlining tag team bout, including non-wrestler Mr. T, made 10 times that amount. Not only that, but Richter never received a penny of royalties for her name and likeness being used in so many merchandise tie-ins, including a CBS Saturday morning cartoon.
Oh, no more for the Rock and Wrestling?
Wow. She got no royalties for all of it.
Wow.
That didn't sit right with the women's champion. And Richter's efforts to persuade McMahon to increase her... What is that?
I don't know.
That was a weird word.
Yeah.
I guess...
That's her spell, unless it was spelled wrong.
to basically increase her getting more money, I guess, became weekly events. Trying to get more money. Weekly, she was begging for more.
Reimbursements.
Reimbursements is probably what that is.
Yeah, but that's what's supposed to be, yeah.
When McMahon tried to convince Richter that he'd made her, the star retorted to him that Cyndi Lauper made me. That's not a sensible position to take with the boss when he's as narcissistic as Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Yeah.
Faced with a title match with a masked wrestler, the Spider at Madison Square Garden, Richter knew something was wrong when her opponent came through the curtain. It was obvious to no one to anyone. It was no one. Obvious to no one.
Woohoo!
It was obvious to anyone paying attention. This was Moolah under the hood, not the real Spider that she was supposed to face. Interesting. However, she was a professional. Going into business for herself wasn't an option, so Richter played along. The Spider's offense was stiffer than expected, but Richter wasn't a shrieking... Violet. That's weird. Suddenly, she was caught in a small package, and although her shoulder came up at the 1 count, The referee continued counting, awarding her opponent the win and the title in a screw job to rival Montreal. Confused and angry, the now former champion didn't even bother to change her clothes, grabbing her things and walking out of the arena and out of the WWF forever. But she would not return until her Hall of Fame induction 25 years later, and she never spoke to Moolah again.
Wow, that is rough. I thought Flair and Bischoff, well, that's rough.
That's real rough.
Getting some of your money, not getting no reimbursements or anything like that.
No royalties from all the Saturday morning cartoons and stuff.
And then you're fixing to get screwed, and go ahead and
just go with it. Go through with it.
Well, that's a true profession. I mean, she did, because she didn't take the job of her own. She could have, changed the whole script. What they gonna do?
That's crazy. I mean, I never knew it went to that extent. I thought the spider was always supposed to be.
Because I did too. That's new there
the Black
too.
Scorpion thing.
Yeah, because I know she could have just left and walked out. Would they have counted? Would they have made her go back in the ring? The ref would have stopped counting the 10. Get counted out.
Right. They probably what they've done was counted her out, and then she would have quit the company, and then they would have just held the belt up or just gave it back to Moolah or something.
Yeah, Moolah would have went up the belt anyway.
Right. So, I mean, that's pretty crazy that, I guess because she was so much younger, maybe Moolah felt threatened. I don't know.
I don't know, but hey, you need to get a business person to look over your contract to make sure that you're not giving up 5% of your money every time you. So
that's crazy, though. I didn't know she was getting a percentage of her salary.
And no getting royalties.
But I mean, back then, I guess wrestlers didn't have business
know.
managers and all that kind of stuff back then. It wasn't really a,
Moolah was.
Moolah, yeah, she was her own business manager. It sounded like
Moolah, money, moolah.
Exactly. So that is pretty crazy, though.
It's pretty crazy. Will they get any more crazier, or will they just,
Because this is number 7, so we got a lot more going.
We do have a lot more to go. But next time on Top Row Reality, we're going to do more ringside news.
Ringside news.
Will TNA still be officially in business? Or will they...
Will the courts decide their fate?
I know. We know they're still on TV to the end of the year. And there's even talk of them setting up schedule for 2017, which I think is just talk.
Oh, of course. And then we've got the pay-per-view review where we are bound for glory.
We're bound for glory. We're going to talk about the star that fell the guy, Brock Lesnar.
The biggest matches that should have happened in the 90s, but did not.
We're going to continue with Storytime, Chapter 3, Just Joe.
Just Joe Plus in Part 3.
Yes.
What are we going to talk about again?
We're going to talk about the WrestleMania tournament.
That? Because I think you forgot what we were going to talk
I'm
about.
not forgetting about Survivor Series. We're going to go where we think how Survivor Series will go.
Yes, so we will continue on with the WrestleMania tournament and where we think where everything's going.
And we're going to talk about the top 10 of the PWI 500.
Ooh.
Who made the top 10 this year?
Who made the top 10? Dun, dun, dun.
Also, I'm going to look and see where James Ellsworth is.
Right, because he'll be a lot higher next year.
Yeah, he definitely will. Higher. He'll probably be the biggest jump of all of them.
Just like I bet you his pay for his independent shows went a lot higher too.
That is true. Well, I want to thank you.
Go from making $20 a night, we're gonna pay you $200. Yeah.
You're gonna be the big guy on the show then.
With your no chin music.
And your no chin, yes.
That too.
You can never lock in the chin lock on it.
That was great. He slipped right out of it. That was awesome.
No chin.
How does that work? Like, how are you born without a chin?
I don't know. Some people just don't have a chin. Doesn't their face just falls off? So I don't know. Their chin's windy. They have a chin that just doesn't.
Oh my gosh! This looks like a medical condition. I'm just saying.
Okay, there's no chin. If you watched last week, which I didn't know that was his birthday, which makes it, 2 weeks ago, that just makes it.
Whose birthday?
It was Eddie Guerrero's birthday.
And you were doing it
all. Yes.
That's funny.
That's not funny.
That's like, yeah, Eddie Guerrero, I'll let you know he. So stupid. When it aired? When we aired it? Or when we did the day we did that?
The day we did it was his birthday.
Oh, that's horrible, sir. But funny.
It's not too soon.
But, of course, by the time you watch this, Walking Dead, Negan's already killed somebody.
Smashed their brains in, yes.
Maybe more than somebody. I mean, literally, the people at the ball field are rushing home right now to get back to see Negan bashing somebody's head. Going to be huge ratings. WWE needs to learn a thing or two from The Walking Dead. But they already tried zombies in ECW. It didn't work.
No, it didn't.
I'm just saying they need to figure out something for their ratings. But hopefully our ratings will be the fact that we talked about The Walking Dead on more than one segment today.
Yes, and we'll make sure it's in the title too.
It will be in the title because
I'm not crazy.
I'm just going to put it out there. I think it's Glenn and Abraham. By the time you watch this, we'll already know who got killed. So will my prediction come true? I wish I could bet money on this stuff.
There probably is a betting in Las Vegas.
Oh, there probably is right now, yes.
I think it's Glenn and Maggie if there's two.
Not the husband and wife.
That makes you cry more.
Oh, I mean, it's going to be sad. I mean, because Abraham's not nearly as an emotional situation. No. But here's the thing about him.
And if it's Daryl, then
the show's like going to
be over. Isn't that a sign for season 8?
It'll be done.
It'll be done.
No more ratings.
The ratings will drop. Fear the Walking Dead will
skyrocket.
Skyrocket, yes.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, with Abraham, I think he's gotten a little too emotionally attached for his character because he's talking about trying to start a family. See, they're throwing that stuff in there right before Negan attacks them.
And his character's always been killed in the comics already, but Denise took the death.
Took the arrow to the eye, right? That was supposed to be Abraham.
Yeah, in the comics, he took the arrow to the eye.
Ah, so sad. At least he was in the same scene, though. He was in the same scene. That's sad that she died. I was liking her character.
I was too. I thought she's a lesbian and Tara's a lesbian. Thought they were going to hook up.
Well, I mean, they had already kissed. They were already staying in the same house. So
the funny thing about it, she knows nothing about it because she's still off with
She's still on her 2-week surgery. Is she with the guy with the dreadlocks? The
yes,
black guy?
Who has got a new show, so he should be killed off.
Really? He's on another show?
Mm-hmm. So I think he's.
What show is this?
I forgot what show.
Oh,
he's already got a new show already, but yeah, so I figure he'll be killed off. He'll probably be eaten by a zombie if he ain't already gone or something.
He's probably. I mean, I saw on the preview she's running around acting crazy, doing something,
hiding from somebody.
But think about that. Think about it. Okay, we already know it's not going to be her.
Nope.
We know it's not going to be Morgan because he's trying to get.
Morgan and Carol will be in the
He's
kingdom.
trying to get. So that's who the people with the horses are. The kingdom people.
Yes.
So he's taking them two to the kingdom to meet King Ezekiel with the tiger.
Right.
So them two are safe.
Yeah.
We already know that. I just want to know.
And I don't think it's Aaron. I don't think it's Sasha. No, it ain't Carl. We know it ain't Rick.
I don't want it to be Rosita.
It's not going to be Rosita. Not Rosita.
She's coming into her own now.
Leads you to Glenn, Michonne, Maggie, Abraham.
Did you say
and
Carl?
Eugene?
Yeah.
I said Carl. Not Carl. Because he made a point to say something about,
Right.
Yes. Before he started bashing heads.
But my thing is, what I'm really curious about is more. There's more to it than just who's going to get killed.
Yes.
I want to know how they get out of that predicament where they're sitting on their knees. Like, did he just let them go?
Yeah. They work for him now. That's how you. I'm showing you.
So I just killed your people, one of your people, two of your people, whatever. Now you get to go back to Alexandria and y'all have a good day.
Yes, and when I want some stuff.
See y'all later. I'll come knock on the door.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
So just bye. Y'all have a good day.
And if you give me a lip, then I will kill somebody else.
So I think Daryl's still going to be around. I think Daryl's going to kill Dwight. Yeah. He's got to get revenge on Dwight for killing the doctor.
Yes.
The doctor lady. Which Dwight was supposed to be the one to kill Abraham, of course. So I don't know how much longer. I mean, we know that Dwight continues on after this episode because he's riding around on the bike, I think it is, on the street. And he's seeing all the zombies on the street and stuff. So we know something's going on there. But he's not going to get killed like in that scene the opening scene where they're all getting beat up. No. But he's got what's coming to him soon. I think it'll be Daryl that kills him.
He may turn good too.
Which in the comic book, Dwight turned good.
Yes, because when Negan takes your wife, it's his wife.
That's where his girl's at.
Yeah, you don't get to be with her. And in the comics, he got with her again. Negan found out and burned his face. That's where the burn comes from.
So we haven't got to that story yet.
No, not yet.
Oh, so we know the burn's there, but we haven't had an explanation for the burn. Because I was wondering where the girl's at.
And once he takes your wife or your girlfriend, it's his property, not yours anymore. And he got back with her, and Negan found out, and burned his face. That's part of the punishment of taking back your wife.
So that's what was going on when they disappeared. Remember when they was running through the woods and I guarantee they were running away from Negan.
Yep.
And they had that girl that had diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she just boom. Look at the pupils, and then she got eaten. What a freaking moron! Don't get down to their faces.
No, never.
So she's gone, and then that's why I was wondering what happened to the girl. But that makes sense. Mm-hmm. They recaptured Dwight and the girl, and so he gets punished by burning his face, and he's got the girl somewhere else.
Right.
Like back at the camp. Or
Back
whatever.
at the big place.
Interesting stuff.
But it'll be interesting. So.
And Carol, she needs to buck up. Quit crying. Okay.
She will.
She's got to get back into being a bad bootay. You know what I'm saying? And
she plays the role pretty well.
You know, because she had been an abused woman, and then she turned to being a bad butt. You know, on the show, and then she was basically like a housewife when they were in Alexandria. She was playing a role to get people to like her, but she was still a bad butt. She was just waiting on that opportunity to have to do that again. And then all of a sudden she starts crying, starts thinking about what all she's done, and she doesn't want to live that lifestyle anymore. She wants to die. And then Morgan won't let her. And I'm just glad Morgan bucked up and finally killed somebody with a gun. He had no choice. No. Unless he was okay with Carol dying. Yeah. Clearly he was not okay with that.
No, you can't be Mr. Nice Guy.
Not all the time, because he was too far away with the stick to kill the guy.
I'd rather have a gun than a stick.
Amen. I mean, stick has a good reach, but a bullet has a longer reach. Yes. So, it's going to be interesting. This season's going to be good.
It is.
So, we talked a lot longer about Walking Dead than we thought. We might have a spinoff show.
I know. It gets the ratings.
Yes. So, let us know if you want a spinoff show.
Yes.
We'll give us our opinions every week.
Well, I thank everybody for watching 118.
118.
And we'll be back next time for 119, and no telling what's going to happen.
Next week might be episode 1 of Walking Dead Talk.
It may be. But I'm Mike Hogan.
And I'm Justin Carter.
We'll see you next time.